and welcome to Savagely Delightful, a podcast exposing the schadenfreude nature in all of us. Each week, your co-hosts John and Christy will be coming at you with different stories of people making the kind of dumb mistakes that we all just love to hear about.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm John.
And I'm Christy.
And this is Savagely Delightful.
Today, we are super excited to bring another episode to you guys. I will say that with our first 3 episodes, we had listeners from the US, the UK, France, Italy, Russia, and Norway, which is amazing.
It's mind-boggling.
Definitely thought it would just be people in the US.
Oh, yeah. And with the U.S. educational system, I have no idea where, any of those places are.
No idea.
Yeah.
Give me a map. I could show you where Italy is, because that looks like a boot.
I could show you where Russia is, because it's massive.
Just point, and it's probably...
Yeah. Nope, that's the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but we are also super excited, because I know that I have 4 really awesome stories to share with you today.
And I got 4 really great ones, too.
So... without further ado, John, would you like to take it away?
Yes, I will. Our first story today was submitted by a RustyKjaer. I'm so sorry for butchering this. RustyKjaer. So, whatever that is. Sorry, yeah. And he starts off with, my wife and I had a friend couple over for dinner, and we're sitting, talking after dinner, playing board games and having a laugh and a few beers. Introducing a case of boys will be boys, and me remembering that we had a bag of mixed chili peppers in the fridge. Yeah, bad idea. The chilies were grown by my wife's colleague and handed to us in a neutral bag containing a mix of different kinds. Some were relatively mild, others not so much.
Who would do that? That's like asking for chaos.
Chaos reigns, baby.
Chaos ensues.
My friend and I decided to do a chili taste. Oh god. Starting out with a brownish one that was hot but with a nice taste. Afterwards, we decided to go for a small red curly looking one. We googled it and it looked like a Carolina Reaper, and at the time was the hottest chili in the world. Yeah, everyone knows that name.
Go for gold!
No, I don't hate myself that much. So, we cut it in half. Bottoms up, ate a half each, and quickly regretting that decision.
A half?
Yeah, half of a Carolina Reaper.
Oh, no.
I think they just,
You should just take, a little nibble, if anything.
Well, have you seen those, one-chip challenges with the Carolina? I think they just, take the outside shaving and some of the pepper and, dust it on there.
Let alone a half.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not great.
I started sweating and my mouth was on fire, but I stayed in my seat and handled it relatively well.
Your asshole's gonna be on fire.
My friend instantly started hiccuping, drank a liter of milk to soothe the pain, and within minutes was on his knees, making his offerings to the god in the great porcelain bowl with a built-in flesh. That's what I'm gonna say next time, I have to take care of you. Christy is presenting her offerings to the porcelain gods.
Wow.
Doesn't happen often, but I will take advantage. So, the evening kind of died and our friends went home. My pain receded and I went to bed with my wife. Fast forward about an hour and a half and I wake up with a stomach ache and try to go to the toilet. Long story short, a few minutes later, I'm curled up on the floor in the fetal position, clutching my stomach with the worst stomach ache I've ever experienced. Calling for my wife, it feels like my bowels have exploded and I'm dying.
I knew it. What goes in must come out.
Yeah, Carolina Reapers aren't something to mess with.
Spicy butthole.
It's
a spicy butthole.
So, my wife calls for an ambulance. Oh, jeez.
An ambulance?
Yeah, that's a lot of pain.
Ooh.
I'm picked up, taken to a hospital, and kept overnight for observation.
Oh my god.
Of course, nothing's actually wrong, and they sent me home the next day, picked up by my parents-in-law. Besides the stomach ache and my ass being on fire when I'm taking a dump for the next 3 days, no dumbasses were hurt in the making of this story. Oh my god, dude. Look, I totally understand. we've all been there, and I love spicy foods, but they do not love me back.
No, it's a one-sided relationship.
Oh, yeah. Like, just a few months ago, my boss brought in, like, a whole bunch of these chili peppers. Well, they were, like, assorted peppers that she grew in her yard, and they looked like those pepperoncinos that you get from the Papa John's pizza boxes.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. Like, she gave me one, and I took it home, thinking it was no big deal. Popped that sucker into my mouth, started chomping away. But within about 30 seconds, I knew that I had fucked up. I started sweating and drooling, and my face got, like, super red. And I was sipping on milk for about 10 minutes before it was bearable just to sit down and relax.
I mean, I remember that because I could smell the spiciness from it as soon as you bit into it.
You were right in front of me, and I was just trying to deal with it and just get over the pain because it was so bad. So the next day after that, I went to work ready to fight my boss and asked her what the hell was up with those kind of chilies.
You were fighting bosses. Oh my god.
And she said that it was just a regular jalapeno, and she had made a bunch of salsa with the same peppers that she was going to give to her friends and family. Which, jeez. So I told her to try it before she starts handing them out because a lot of people would be like super upset with her if she doesn't warn them first because it was so hot. Well, she had brought some to work that day for another coworker, and they all tried it after hearing my story because they were really interested.
Yeah.
Because I blew this up way out of proportion, but it was still awful. Turns out the way she made the salsa, all the spice kind of turned sweet, and it was actually like really good.
They all thought you were a little bitch.
Yeah, they thought I was lying. I was really pissed. But I was the only one who actually ate the pepper raw, and like it tore me up from the floor up. Like it was awful. And I just wanted to look up like what the difference was, that because she gave me a jalapeno instead of like an actual peppercino.
The like Scoville level, how they rate hot stuff.
Yeah. Well, the pepperoncinos that they put in like the Papa John's pizza boxes are on the Scoville level from about 100 to 500. Mm-hmm. And jalapenos, like raw, are around 3,500 to 8,000.
What a range.
Right? I mean, yeah, that's a huge range, but that's like 35 times spicier than the pepperoncinos or pepperoncinis, whatever they're called. That you
thought you were just popping in your mouth.
I love those things. I'll just like eat them normally, like nothing, with the pizza or something. And this is 35 times spicier. Fucked me up, fam. Like, messed me up. So don't play pepper roulette.
Pepper roulette is like Bean Boozled.
That's
my kind of thing.
She loves Bean Boozled.
For anybody that doesn't know what Bean Boozled is, it is from the makers of like the Jelly Belly jelly beans. And they put some nasty flavored jelly beans in with ones that look identical to them that are the actual normal flavors. And then you spin a little dial, and then whatever it lands on is the kind that you have to pick out and eat. And then you don't know if it's going to be a really good one or a really terrible one. Like stinky socks or rotten egg or...
Like,
oh, it's so bad sometimes.
There's this light green one that's usually the pear flavor. Well, they also pair it with... pear. They also make it taste like boogers, too. So you don't know if you're getting a pear or a booger.
Yeah.
And there's one that tastes like peach that also tastes... If you get the wrong one, it tastes like barf. Yeah.
It's so bad.
So you pop it into your mouth hoping it's peach, but then it tastes like you just threw up in your own mouth.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Pepper roulette is like high stakes Bean Boozled.
Yeah, I'd rather play pepper roulette because Bean Boozled sucks.
Whatever. You are so wrong.
You love it, but I can't handle it. I don't know. Like one of them tastes like orange juice and toothpaste.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Why would you want that? I'd rather have a spicy pepper.
Okay. So you ready for my story?
Yes. Let's hear it.
Okay. So the second story for this episode is from an anonymous source. And they write, this actually happened 2 years ago, but the change to the curriculum came into effect yesterday. So, 2 years ago, when I was a sophomore in high school, I was assigned a persuasive essay on whatever topic that I chose, but it had to include cited research for my honors English class. I decided it would be fun if I wrote my essay on something I didn't believe to be true, and decided on writing about how the earth was flat.
Oh, jeez.
Which, props on picking something that you don't believe in, because I feel like that is harder to argue for.
Yeah, it's like debate clubs fighting each other, debating each other, and then switching sides and debating the other side to get a better viewpoint of the whole problem.
Yeah, I just think that makes it more difficult, so props for that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, they go on to say, as many, if not all of you know, there is no short supply of flat earth videos, so there was plenty of information to use. I ended up using the documentary Behind the Curve on Netflix as my main source for the research, quote unquote. When I had finally finished my essay and turned it in, my teacher said to me in class, "Anonymous, I had no idea you were a flat earther." I giggled a little and quietly said, "Yeah, I'm not." But the one thing about my teacher is that she is half deaf from old age, so I don't think that she heard the "I'm not" part. So, fast forward to this year, and my school has gotten rid of earth science, intro to chemistry, and intro to physics classes, which were all 1 semester long, and combined them into a new all-inclusive class called freshman science. I learned from both of my current science teachers and my younger brother, who's a freshman, that they are now doing a small segment on why the earth is not flat.
Oh my god, they changed it all just for him?
Yeah. He says all of them shared how they have to watch the documentary Behind the Curve and write about how their quote-unquote experiments and results are wrong.
I could see how that could be beneficial to a science class, understanding the scientific process, though.
Yeah.
And seeing how they got it wrong.
Yeah, no,
so
it's
that's
smart.
Good, but that's wild that they changed the whole thing just for him.
So he says, this might all seem like a big coincidence to you right now, but yesterday my younger brother is talking about it to me and just drops, "It's your fault we have to do this." Miss Science teacher told all of us at the beginning of class because kids were complaining they had to watch it. She says it's because you wrote that essay for English and caused her in the school to think you're a flat earther. That's when I remembered that she was on the school committee that determined what would be taught in classes. So yeah, my funny essay is the cause of an addition of a new segment to a science class.
Oh my god.
But like, power.
Yeah, that's insane.
You just made curriculum.
Yeah, in an English class, you changed the science course.
Yeah. But
props. That must have been a good paper.
That teacher was like, "Oh, hell no. No flat earthers coming out of here."
Yeah, the whole academic board thought, we have failed this child.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, we have to change this because this is not okay.
So then this made me curious, and I looked up what celebrities and famous people are flat earthers.
Too many. That's all I have to say is too many.
Okay, I made a short list, but Bobby Ray Simmons, who most people know as B.O.B., who's like a singer and rapper.
I Got the Magic in Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great song. So he's a flat earther.
I mean, I used to bump that all the time. Too bad he's dumb.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, Jesus.
Kyrie Irving.
Who's that?
NBA player.
Gotcha.
Another NBA player, Wilson Chandler. And then a cricket player and broadcaster, Freddie Flintoff.
Wow.
And Tila Tequila.
Okay.
So, like,
she has tequila
dumb girl.
In her. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Dumb girl, and then all athletes. So, like, I don't know what they're putting in their Wheaties in the morning, but...
Plus one musician.
Plus one musician, yeah.
But wow, that's insane.
But check their Wheaties is all I'm saying.
Hey, as long as it's not, like, academic minds, or, like, people who have... I don't want to say more influence because
Elon Musk.
Yeah, exactly. Athletes do have influence, but people who are, like, known for having, like, high IQ or being intelligent scientifically or mathematically, at least it's not those people.
Yeah.
Because those, if a lot of people who listen to a so-called authority figure hear them say that, then they'll just take it as fact and not do any research or something.
Yeah.
So, luckily, it's mainly just athletes.
Versus hopefully looking at an athlete and thinking they've probably had a concussion before.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, have you heard Shaq talk?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so you want to kick us off with our next?
Yep. This is a good one. You'll like it a lot. So for my second story, it was submitted by Aprmai, Aprmai. I'm sorry I'm butchering all of these. Yeah.
We do our best.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So they start off by saying, my morning routine always starts with me going to the toilet, brushing my teeth, etc. Normal morning routine. Today was not any different, getting the toothpaste on the brush and getting it over with. After about 1 to 2 minutes, a bitter taste unfolds in my mouth and I'm thinking, must be a weird morning taste. That happens every now and again. And I'm not fully awake yet, so I'll just ignore it. Getting right back to it and being more vigorous than before to get that longing taste out of my mouth. Turns out, the taste was still there and stronger than ever. I finally took a look at my toothbrush and see a small bug stuck in it, which I basically just spread in my whole mouth.
No!
Being super disgusted and shaky, I immediately grabbed the mouthwash, gargling the disgusting taste away. I tried to get the mouthwash as far as possible to the back of my throat as well. By pulling my head back and gargling, I started choking on it and swallowed the whole gulp of it. Apparently, I don't handle bug taste and mouthwash together and started projectile vomiting. I wonder what bug it was. Like, it was something with a hard shell. Like, was it something with a hard shell? Because, like, you could have felt it crack on your teeth.
Crunch it.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Or is it something like a baby fly that just kind of smooshed in with your toothpaste? And just kind of smeared it and stuff? Also, like, wouldn't there be a color change in your toothpaste, too? Like a red or a blue or something? Whatever bug guts are.
You think bugs are red and blue?
Well, red for blood, but like blue for like other guts and like entrails.
I would have just thought black.
Just like for like the shell and stuff. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what bug it is. Anyway, I feel so bad for you. That is awful.
That would be so gross, especially when you first wake up too, and your first experience for the day is bugs in your mouth.
Yeah, that's a bad way to. That's a bad day just waiting to happen.
That's not your day. Go back to bed.
Yeah.
Start over.
It kind of reminds me of like The Lion King, though.
The Lion King.
Yeah, like when Timon and Pumbaa were like eating bugs and like swimming in them and like brushing their teeth and stuff.
Gross.
Yeah, that's your new name. You're Timon. Or Pumbaa, whichever one you identify with more.
Yeah, you can be Timon or Pumbaa.
Make sure you tell your friends.
Yeah, let us know what you pick. Okay, so my next story is from somebody that's wanting to go by Confrimd. And they say, last night, my new girlfriend woke me up at around 4 a.m. crying and saying I just broke up with her. Me, not knowing what the fuck just happened, could not answer her questions, which made her even more suspicious.
Jeez.
After 1 to 2 hours of explaining and reassuring her I didn't mean it and I was talking in my sleep, we were fine again. But she thinks that what I say in my sleep has to come from somewhere. Today, we looked it up, and I showed her the sites that said that people who talk in their sleep often say offensive things, similar to Tourette's. This made her more accepting of the incident, so I lost a part of my girlfriend's confidence in me in my night's sleep because of talking in my sleep.
Oh, man.
Which is a terrible story, and that sucks so bad. But what made this story so funny, too, was the comments after it.
Okay, let's hear them.
Pure gold. Okay, but I also want to say that I totally get it from the girlfriend's standpoint, because I would be freaking out too and afraid that it was coming from somewhere. Because that just taps an insecurity.
Yeah.
So.
But my very first dream was like my whole family were blueberry pancakes and we're rolling around on our sides.
Okay.
Where does that come from?
That's true. But as far as that goes, communication is key.
Yeah.
You guys will be fine. Just take some time.
Yep. All you gotta do is talk.
So on to the comments, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first comment that I saw said some of the things that from what my fiance who talks and does weird stuff in her sleep. And there's a few different examples. They say, first, she went through the entire process of registering me to a hospital that she was working at as a registrar.
What?
Yep. She entered him into that.
Online?
Yeah.
She got on her computer she was like sleepwalking?
Yeah. She sleepwalked and then was on her computer and registered him into the hospital.
Oh my god. That's insane.
So then another one that this same girl has done is at 3 a.m. sits up and asks, why is the Easter Bunny in the corner? I would freak out.
Oh my god, it's Frank.
Frank? Oh.
If you guys have seen Donnie Darko, it's Frank.
Donnie Darko. Yeah. Oh.
I would freak out.
That would freak me out so bad.
That's like some sleep paralysis shit, and I've had that, and it is not fun.
Yeah. Okay. Third thing that she has done, wakes up and asks me why I left a basket floating near the door, which is just weird.
Okay, all of this would just freak me out. Paranormal shit freaks me out.
But the best thing that this lady has done is the fourth thing that was listed, in which he says, and my all-time favorite, she sits up, grabs a water bottle off the bedside table, very deliberately dumps the entire bottle of water into her purse, and then lies back down. Oh wait. When I ask what the hell just happened, she replies, pesky ass purse fires, and goes back to sleep. Pesky ass purse fires.
Oh, man, they sneak up on you when you don't expect it.
Like, it happens all the time. She's like, not again. Okay, so another thing that somebody completely different had commented.
Awesome.
Right?
I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
Pesky ass purse fires.
Like, yeah, got you again. This damn purse fires.
And just being like so exasperated from it, like, ugh, gosh.
Second night this week. Okay, sorry, go on.
You're fine. Okay, so a completely different person posted.
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about the purse fires. I just like have this like image in my head. Like I can see the whole thing playing out, and it's fucking hilarious. Just god damn it. And she's pouring like all this water into like her phone and like money and all this other stuff.
And then she's gotta wake up the next morning and be like, what did I do?
The husband looks and goes, them purse fires.
Pesky ass purse fires.
I would set up cameras. Like, I don't like cameras in the house or anything, but like, I would set up cameras if I were you, just so I could show her, so she could like understand how funny that is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's great. So, two other examples that people had gave was somebody said, my husband woke me up once and asked if he could still call my left leg the Thanksgiving 5000. Sure, honey.
What? What does that mean?
Just the left leg, very specifically, the Thanksgiving 5000.
Must have some nice legs, ready for the turkey dinner.
And then another amazing one. Somebody else said, I once told my wife while I was asleep, look out. And then 2 minutes later, pushed her off the bed. Out and then he pushed her off.
That's some shit I would do conscious. That's too fucking good.
Yeah, which makes you think, like, was he secretly conscious?
Yeah.
And he's just mad at her and just takes it out as that.
That's too good.
He tells her to watch out and pushes her down.
Waits 2 minutes so she like kind of forgets it and relaxes a little bit.
Like, well, you didn't watch out, did you?
That's gold.
Right?
That is beautiful.
So, like, the story, it makes your life rough for sure that your girlfriend had a hard time with, like, trying to deal with that and stuff, but it'll take time. You guys will be better. But, yeah, the other comments from people just had me dying laughing, and I could not help but to share it with everybody. It's amazing.
What would have been better is if, like, you mix those two comments, and one guy goes, watch out, walks over and pours water into the wife's purse and goes, pesky purse fires. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good, baby.
Just amazing.
That was awesome. Okay. So.
You gonna kick off our third?
Yeah. So for our third story
I guess it's fourth.
No, it was third.
Oh.
Our third story is submitted by one of our good friends, Kayla. And if you guys want to submit stories, just send it to savagelydelightful@gmail.com. We'll read them and hopefully put you on the podcast. So this one is titled, The Time I Danced Till I Shat.
Oh, I forgot to say, I love you, Kayla. Hi.
Yeah, super sweet girl. And she writes, middle school was an awkward time for most of us. And being a 12-year-old weeb...
Amen, girl.
Yeah. And being a 12-year-old weeb with hair looking like a fried funnel cake didn't make it any better. So at school, we would have these quarterly activity days and could choose any activity to do at school for the whole day, like art or watch a movie.
Which would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
My school never did that.
No. We would have, like, field days where we had to go outside and do stuff.
Yeah.
Which was nice, too, but, like...
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
But I knew where the real party was at. The dance in the school cafeteria. All my friends were going, and even I knew I couldn't dance. I couldn't skip awkwardly standing around and eating chips. So the day came, and I dressed up in my knee-high Converse, fingerless gloves from Hot Topic, skinny jeans, and of course, silly bands.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, those were the days.
I will still wear... Oh, wait, it's not silly bands that I wear. It's the jelly bands.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, the silly bands were like in those weird like animal weird shapes or just shapes of anything.
Yeah.
And you'd have like 1,000 on one wrist.
Yeah, you'd get for like $1 at the checkout of like any store that you went to for some time.
God, I'm having like full-blown flashbacks of middle school dances now. Like all the girls had like the super teased hair and like really thick eyeliner and saying "rar" and shit.
Saying "rar"?
Rar. Rar is dinosaur for I love you. You never heard of that?
Oh, okay.
It's like...
I mean, people would
say... The whole scene.
I guess I didn't know that, but anytime that somebody would say "roar," I would say "giraffe."
God damn it.
Just to throw people off. Like, too many people are saying "roar." You gotta switch it up.
God, no wonder our parents are disappointed in
throw
us.
Throw people off. We don't know.
Okay, she goes on and says, I was ready to mingle to Jason Derulo and the Black Eyed Peas.
Yes.
However, I had this problem for the past week. I couldn't shit. I didn't know why or what I ate to cause this, but something just fell off. I think a monstrous foe was brewing up.
Oh no.
Now, I had enough of this, and I didn't want anything stopping me from pop locking and dropping.
Yeah,
so I decided to pop a laxative that morning. I had never taken a laxative and was not prepared for what would happen later. So, fast forwarding, I'm in the middle of the cafe lip syncing to OMG by Usher when a pain I never felt before hit me. Sweat pours down my body and my heart starts racing. One thing is immediately clear, that monster shit is blowing its sirens and I'm about to bust.
Oh no.
I immediately start running to the bathroom. But unfortunately, 5 steps into it, the levee broke.
Oh!
I was spewing and couldn't hold back.
Spewing?
Yeah. Worried others would smell me with certain brown... or certain brown trails might follow me, I picked up the pace. I felt like Forrest Gump hobbling to the nearest restroom. And mind you, there was no bathroom in the cafeteria, so I had to run 2 buildings over to get to one. Thank God no one was in there because it was like
Wait a second. 2 buildings? How big is the school?
I don't know. I went to a very small school. It was 1 building with a junior high and a high school in 1 building.
Okay,
what building doesn't have a bathroom in it?
Right?
That's wild to me.
Sorry, that just caught my attention.
It's okay. Thank God no one was in there because it was like an anal symphony underwater.
Oh no.
I was sure there possibly couldn't be any more stuffed inside this tiny 12-year-old body, but alas, it was a week's worth of garbage I had been ingesting with nowhere to go.
Oh.
I had to have been in there for at least an hour or two wondering how I was going to make it out alive, like I was a prisoner forced to shit to death. Not to mention the mess that already glazed my underwear.
Oh my God.
Normally, in such a compromising situation, I'd just get the hell out of there. But in my naive 12-year-old mind, I just took my underwear off and threw them in the nearest trash can. what a brave girl for being 12 years old.
Yeah, I would say not naivety, but, like, yeah, brave. Because I would just call my mom and be like, Mom, come get me.
And cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Mom, save me now.
Not a lot of 12-year-olds are going to commando, but she had balls.
Yeah.
She wanted to go to that dance. I washed my hands, but unfortunately, not my memory of my first power washing experience. I returned to the dance, bringing with me my new guest, shame and lost innocence. Oh. What was supposed to be the best school day turned out to be one of the darkest memories I still carry with me. To this day, I refuse to take a laxative, but thanks to my Red Bull and hot chip diet, I've never needed one since.
Oh my goodness.
That poor girl.
I can just imagine too, like, her face growing white and just like, it's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah. But, like, we've all had, like, shit stories.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone has them. Like, I grew up with a very irritable bowels, and I actually stopped my entire marching band practice for 45 minutes just so I could use the restroom. We were close to competition time, so, like, the band was doing whole performance run-throughs and I was trying to hold it in so, like, the whole band could keep practicing. Mm-hmm. Well, in the middle of our second run through, I literally had to run to the sidelines and almost threw my drums off of me and sprinted to the bathroom. Oh. It was bad. Like, it was, like, so painful. I literally just, like, almost chucked them.
Yeah.
But they were so expensive, like, I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I was in the bathroom for, like, a few minutes just, like, blowing my brains out of my asshole. And the band director came in and asked if, like, everything was all right. Because I literally just sprinted off the field with no warning.
Yeah.
Like, he had no idea what happened. So I had to explain to him, like, my situation that was going on. And I was like, sorry for disrupting the rehearsal. But then they ended up waiting for me to return to continue practicing. Oh. So, like, everyone was, like, waiting for me.
Sitting there for that long.
It was sweet, but it was also, like, super awkward. Because when I walked back out to the field, I was
all eyes on you.
Well, I was covered in sweat. Like, I just wrestled a bear. And, like, all these kids were, like, gawking at me. And I'm just, like, slowly walking back out. Because, like, they were sitting down for almost, like, an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sorry, guys. I just had to take a real big deuce.
Right. Yeah, no. It happens to everybody. And let me tell you, word to the wise, don't trust your farts when it comes to that either.
Oh, my God. They're sneaky.
You will have an underwear surprise.
Yep. Ready for the next story?
I am. Okay. So, this person was going to go by a username, which was AnalAboutFissures.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Never mind.
Okay. So, their story says, several years ago, I moved and had to find a new dentist. I had 4 cavities that I'd been putting off for a while, so the dentist agreed to fill them all at once. The appointment was scheduled for 2 hours later in the day after work. I normally snack on a granola bar every day at work. The store was out of my regular kind, so I bought some chocolate banana bars. They were delicious.
That sounds good.
And I couldn't help myself, so I ended up eating the entire box.
Oh my God.
On my way to the dentist, my stomach was very unhappy. I was extremely bloated, the gas came quickly, and I spent my entire drive pushing out what I could, windows down, sweating. I was getting nervous as I parked, hoping that it would stop. That's when I read the box. They were fiber bars.
Oh, man.
But it was too late. The dental assistant got me set up in the chair, put the nose piece on for the nitrous, and said that she'd be right back. I took this as my final fart break and let loose. The smell was so bad, I smelled it immediately, even with the nose piece on. The dental assistant came back and did a full stop at the doorway before hesitantly proceeding back in. Over the next 2 hours, I emitted a steady stream of toxic waste. 2 straight hours of hot, silent farts. The dentist seemed weirdly unbothered, but the dental assistant excused herself several times. Towards the end, she told him, "I'm sorry, I can't," and didn't come back.
Oh my God!
He did the fillings while holding the suction hose himself for most of it. Which, like, the dental assistant was probably like, there was nothing in my training for this bullshit.
Oh,
no. As the farts are just, like, wafting and billowing towards her.
Oh, yeah, like, every breakthrough, she probably went to the receptionist and was, like, telling about how this kid is stinking up the whole place.
She's like, can I have gum or something? Like, Okay, so they go on to say, I was so mortified that I didn't go back there for over a year. When I finally did, I was hoping they'd forgotten. But as soon as I walked in, the dental assistant, who also functions as the receptionist, knew my name. I figured she remembered me due to the horrific gas leak, so I apologized. Turns out she didn't remember the incident. She remembered me because I drool like a Saint Bernard. This is true. It runs down my face. It gets everywhere, she said. She laughed and I died a little inside. I really liked that dentist, so I decided to leave him a good review on Google. It basically summarized what happened and said that they were very professional about it. At my next visit, my dentist mentioned it immediately, laughing about it. He told me he has no sense of smell. So he had no idea it even happened.
What?
And the dental assistant had not blamed her at all and said that her leaving was just a medical issue and, like, didn't rat her out.
What a good dental assistant.
Yeah, but she said I should have just kept my mouth shut. But, like, yeah, you should have, because if you did, it would have just blown over, and now you're going to forever be known by them as their slobbery gas leak.
That's a good one. I mean, you have to, like, drool an exorbitant amount if you're known for drooling that much over bombing the place that much.
Yeah.
Like, that has to be so much drool. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge drooler, especially, like, when I sleep. I wake up and it's just covering inside of my face. But to be known a year later for drooling that much after destroying that place with your asshole?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love that she was like, it's true, it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
But, okay, so this got me thinking about what her, like, Yelp review would probably be. Mm-hmm. And it reminded me of the famous Yelp review that, like, everybody knows that's got shot here, would go back. But hers would probably be hot farts here, would go back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll give that place, 5 stars on everything I could. Because that's great customer service.
Yeah. I love that the dental assistant didn't rat you out, though, and the dentist had no idea.
That's a real G.
Like, no sense of smell. Who would have saw that coming?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, I didn't really think about no sense of smell until COVID got really big, and I had lost my sense of smell for a week. Yeah. But, like, other than that, I didn't think about it at all.
Yeah.
It, like, wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, you ready for your last story, John?
Yes. This is my 4th story, and my last one. It was submitted by Death Angel 11. And it said, yes, this happened today, and yes, I am still hiding in my room, afraid to face other humans. So, I have braces, and I had to get a surgery to fix an impacted tooth. Today, I had to go back to get my wires tightened. I always say that part. I had braces too.
That hurts.
Yeah, getting them tightened was always sore for like the next 48 hours. It sucked. And they went on to say, and to get another wire attached to yoink down this tooth that ended up trapped on my palate.
Oh.
Basically, I have a chain connected to this tooth, but it was still under the skin, except for a teeny bit of chain. Like, damn.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry you had to go through that. That does not sound pleasant.
It's crazy what they can do, like, medically in general, but, like, with teeth stuff, too.
Yeah, they just, like, force shit into place.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, anyways, I sit down and she gets started. I pick out a new collar and all that jazz for the braces. Always got, like, some crazy collars. Well, my ortho gets to the area where I had my surgery and begins yanking to her heart's content.
Oh.
Good God, I was in agony. I'm not quite sure what she was doing, but boy, it hurt like hell. Well, anyways, after far too long of absolutely awful pain, she stops and turns to the plate of torture devices. I assumed that we were done, thank the Lord, and out of instinct, I went to feel with my tongue to see if the area felt different, and to make sure that I still had all my teeth left. Here's where the fuck up happens. You see, my tongue is really long and pointy, so it's kind of funny whenever I move it, very similar to like Gene Simmons. Anyway, I went to feel the spot and discovered that there was something smooth covering it. Being a complete doofus, with my mind hazy from the awful pain, I continued licking whatever was there and trying to make sense of the situation. A few seconds go by, and I see that my ortho has a very confused expression. It was her fingers. I had been licking her hand repeatedly for like the past 30 seconds, and she definitely noticed.
Of course she would.
I assumed that she had taken her hand out of my mouth to go mess with the tools, but I was wrong. I instantly stopped and tried to mutter that I was sorry, but that's tough with a bunch of stuff going on in your mouth. We're almost done. I just have to cut this piece of chain, she said. I nearly died inside, realizing I was about to face more pain and that I was going to have to look her in the eyes again. And I still have 2 years of treatment left, FML.
Oh my gosh.
I've totally done that though. I don't think I was licking for as long as you were, but I
what it sounds like, that was a while.
You're just sitting there rubbing it like, I wonder what this is. No, but I've definitely like licked my orthodontist fingers before. And I'm sure like they're used to it because I'm sure everyone's done it.
Yeah, I get a curious tongue when I'm at the dentist.
Whoa. But yeah, like whenever I had braces too, I always was really bad about following the rules and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so like I would chew on ice, I would chew gum, I would always have caramel, you know, things you weren't supposed to have. And I would always break the brackets on my teeth. And so, yeah, it wasn't a smart decision.
Your parents probably hated you.
Copays.
Right. So much more money.
Yeah, every, like, few months, like 2 to 6 months, I would have to go back in there. And they would, because I had a loose bracket, and they would cut the wire, take it out, and then since the brackets are glued to your teeth, they'd have to take, like, a Dremel and sand off the excess glue that was gluing the bracket to the tooth.
Yeah.
And so whenever they did that, it would make your tooth really smooth. And so I'd always just be like licking all over it as much as I could, as fast as I could, because I haven't touched my teeth in a year.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like licking it and licking it.
You have like a crazy tongue.
Yeah, just and I wouldn't even realize that, yeah, the orthodontist's finger was like still on the side of my mouth. And so the side of my tongue is just going crazy on this person's finger. And they're just like, all right, I'm going to pull this out now. Yeah. And so, like, I would just stop immediately, and we would just sit in awkward silence.
I mean, I'm sure that happens to dentists all the time, but it's probably still so funny when it does.
Oh, yeah, they probably talk about, like, yeah, this one's a licker.
Yeah, she's a licker, all right.
Get her a helmet.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That would be all of us, though.
That's true. You ready for your last story?
I am so ready for my last story.
Me too.
Okay, so this one also comes to us from an anonymous source, which to me always tells me is like a little hint that it's going to be a great story.
Oh yeah, it's so bad.
They want to be anonymous for some reason or another.
Yeah, it's so bad that they don't want to be like connected
associated with it, yeah. Okay, so they say, I assume everyone remembers PEMDAS from math class.
Yeah, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
It's the magical acronym that I teach all my young mathematicians to help them remember the order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. PEMDAS is also commonly associated with the phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, like John just said. This also helps my students remember said order. Which, like, I will personally say, without please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, I would be even more screwed than I was in math class and would be even worse with math than I already am.
Oh, yeah. It's super useful. I mean, I'm taking Calculus 2 for technology in college, and I'm still using that to this day. It's super useful.
It's a true treasure. So, anyways, he goes on to say, well, this year I decided that we were going to do something different. Instead of saying, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, I challenged my students to come up with their own phrase because not many people actually have an Aunt Sally and it's not relatable. I want the kids to own it and make it relatable to them so that they remember it during a test. Amongst all the usual childish submissions I get for activities like this, one stood out. Please eat my delicious asshole salad.
Oh my god.
He says, I was shook.
What grade is this?
This 7th grade.
Jesus.
I think. Okay, so he says, for a second I froze up, but then immediately took his paper, put it on my desk, and gave the student the dreaded come see me after class.
For a high five.
Class ends, the student approaches my desk, and I do my best to glare deep into his eyes and to emphasize how serious I am taking this matter, which I would so not be able to do. I would be cracking up.
Oh yeah, no way. My poker face would be out the window.
Oh yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah. So he goes on and says, I start to ask him why he wrote what he wrote, why he thought it was funny, where he learned this phrase, and so on. He stares back at me confused, but confident in saying, I don't see what's so wrong with what I wrote.
Kid's got balls.
I explained to him that not only do we not use the word asshole, we definitely don't use phrases of a sexual nature, such as eating asshole, in my classroom. I tell him that this won't be tolerated, and he's going to see the principal right now. Even more confused, my student looks at his paper and says, but that doesn't say asshole.
What does it say?
I'm mortified, terrified, I'm embarrassed, I'm confused. I start to backpedal, and I ask him what he wrote. He says, I'm sorry my handwriting's really bad, but I wrote, please eat my delicious apple salad.
Oh my god.
I didn't write the A word, I wrote apple.
Oh my god.
And that is how I accuse my student of referencing ass eating during a math assignment. His handwriting was so shit that I thought apple was asshole.
That's awesome. Kid gets an automatic A for the rest of the year.
But like, at least the kid said please.
God
Manners.
bless it. Yeah, true.
But yeah, I so would not have been able to keep a straight face with that.
No,
There's no way.
Especially after that whole conversation.
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell.
Which, like, it's possible that the kid knew exactly what he was doing, but the fact that he says that he was so confused and concerned by it is like, he just took the whole innocence away from that child, and he's like, what is eating asshole?
Yeah, he went home and Googled it, and his parents got upset because there's porn on his computer now. And
yeah.
The whole thing is just went downhill real fast.
Okay, so some more funny parts of this story was, again, some of the comments that were on there. So one of the comments said, to look on the bright side, he accomplished his goal. One way or another, they're gonna remember that. Whether it's eating apple salad or asshole salad.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
And then the best comment of them all was another person saying, this salad you speak of has to be tossed, yes?
God bless it. Either way, yeah, I guess so. Jeez.
Love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, the comments on that were great.
Yeah, so those were our stories. I loved all of them.
Oh yeah, they were hilarious.
Yeah, my favorite ones so far. Thank you everybody for listening to us once again. We are just so grateful. And if you listen, you like us, please remember to rate us and review us, especially on iTunes. That really helps us so much with like getting different ratings and other people to find our show. And if you like us, please also tell your friends, family, whoever else listens to podcasts. We really enjoy doing this, so we want to continue to do it as long as we can.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And if you have any of your own stories, just funny stories, submit them by emailing us at savagellydelightful@gmail.com. And one of us will read them and then get back to you. We always like to have some kind of conversation back and forth between our listeners. Yeah. And just thank you guys so much for being super supportive, because it's been awesome so far. I know it's only been 4 episodes, but it's been amazing having at least one person just listen to us, because we really do enjoy it. Yeah.
And at the end, the outro, all of our social media platform handles are on there. Please follow us. Like we said, we would love to have conversations with people that listen to us and really see like what you guys think and all that. But thank you so, so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys a lot.
See you next week. We love you all. Bye.
Bye.
So, you may have made a mistake today, but at least you didn't mess up as badly as the people we discussed. And if you did, we'd love to hear about it, and we may even feature your story on an upcoming episode. You can find us online at www.savagelydelightful.buzzsprout.com, on Twitter at savage_delight, and on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Savagely Delightful. If you like what you heard today and want to show your support, please consider donating to us on Patreon at patreon.com/savagelydelightful. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future episode releases, and please consider leaving a review so it's easier for others to find our podcast.